Downbeat. I'll give 2 bars. 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1.
Definitely the right audience to be in front of. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan Gillen. Bonjour, messieurs, dames. Je m'appelle Brendan Gillen. Je vous souhaite la bienvenue au nom de l'Université McGill à la collation des grades pour la faculté de musique 2018. So let me welcome. Yes. You're making my job fun. This is great. Thank you. So let me welcome you on behalf of McGill University. So the ceremony will start briefly. And let me just say a few words in a moment about how the ceremony will unfold. Dans quelques instants, je vous soulignerai plusieurs moments importants dans le déroulement de la cérémonie. But before I turn to that, let me ask you, since this is already my script, but we can do it again, thank the Brian Sound Quintet for their music. La cérémonie commencera avec l'entrée du cortège d'honneur et va terminer avec son départ. Au moment où le cortège arrive, je vais vous demander de vous lever. So the ceremony will begin with the entrance of the platform party and will end with its departure. And just before it enters, I'll ask you to stand. Une fois le cortège est installé sur la tribune, Tracy Smith-Bissett chantera l'hymne de l'université. Maybe I don't need to say that in English. Le chancelier Michael Meehan, aussi bien que la principale Suzanne Fortier, vous adresseront chacun un bref discours, suivi par l'allocution de Zaran Mehta, qui aura tout juste reçu un doctorat honoris causa. So the Chancellor and the Principal will say a few words, and after that we'll have the convocation address by Zaran Mehta, who will have just received his honorary doctorate. Le cortège d'honneur partira en premier, suivi par les diplômés, en commençant par l'avant et en continuant vers l'arrière. So the ceremony will end with the platform party departing, and people will be asked, the students will be asked to stand and leave from the beginning to the back. But before the actual last part of the ceremony will be, again, Tracy Smith-Bissett. This time she will sing the national anthem. J'invite maintenant le doyen des étudiants, Chris Buttle, à vous informer des mesures de sécurité mises en place dans l'éventualité très probable d'une urgence. So I now ask the Dean of Students, Chris Buttle, to simply rehearse with you some of the security measures put in place in the very, very unlikely event that there's an emergency. Chris.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I just love this ceremony. Thank you. So welcome to this year's convocation. We're very pleased that you could join us here today. And congratulations to the graduating students and friends and family members. My name is Chris Buttle. I'm the Dean of Students, and I have the most exciting job today, which is to tell you about our emergency evacuation procedures. Safety first. Bienvenue à McGill à la cérémonie de collation de grade de cette année. Je m'appelle Chris Buttle et on m'a demandé à vous informer les procédures d'évacuation d'urgence mises en place. If an evacuation is required, the registrar will make an announcement and you'll be required to leave the tent. Please follow the instructions of security officers and ushers. Don't follow the graduating students. They will be evacuated to a different location. You will be guided either to the field across the street that way or to an evacuation shelter. The colored lines on the roadway outside the tent correspond to the color of your chair, which at this ceremony is red. There are many rows of colors back there. Please leave your baby strollers behind, but don't forget your children. You may refer to the evacuation map on your program. It's also being displayed on the screen. If you need help, speak to someone, either an usher or security officer. Once the emergency is over, announcements will be made at the evacuation sites to inform you of what happens next, and it's on the website. Si une évacuation de lieu devenait nécessaire, le registrar en fera l'annonce. Vous devrez alors quitter la tente. Suivez les instructions de placière et les agents de sécurité. Ne suivez pas les diplômés car ils seront dirigés vers un autre pavillon. Le placier des agents de sécurité vous dirigeant soit sur le terrain en face de la tente ou en cas de mévetement vers un bâtiment dédié. Laissez toutes les poussettes sur place. Vous trouvez un plan d'évacuation en verso de programme qui vous a été remis. Une fois la situation d'urgence passée, des annonces seront faites un emplacement d'évacuation pour vous indiquer il tweet. Et l'information à ces propos serait aussi publié sur le site mcgill.ca. Je vous remercie de votre attention et félicitations aux diplômés. So, thank you for your attention. You were very attentive. Have a wonderful day and congratulations to the graduating students. And I must personally thank you for appreciating my evacuation speech so much. So just before the platform party arrives, and you'll hear the piper, and then they'll be walking down to your right, I'd like to draw your attention to the screen and ask you to watch a short video before we start. Thank you.
My name is Maria Gracia. I did honors in Latin American Studies and International Development.
My name is Akil Varani and I'm a visual artist and graphic designer based in Montreal.
Je m'appelle Guillaume Drouin-Garneau, je suis ancien de McGill. J'ai gradué en 2012.
Once I graduated, I really wanted to find a way to stay connected with the university. I did some research and found the McGill Women's Alumni Association. It really spoke to me because of their mission to highlight what female grads have been contributing to the community.
Ma participation au sein du club cycliste de McGill, je pense qu'on est une super belle gang. Puis encore aujourd'hui, on voit des anciens, des jeunes qui sont étudiants, puis on fait des sorties ensemble, on partage une passion. Donc...
I've spoken at homecoming events, the McGill Young Alumni Association.
How I got involved with the mentor-mentee program with the McGill Alumni Association was actually I was trying to find a way to give my time to McGill.
I definitely recommend any mentorship program, and whether it's having a connection to other people or advice from someone who's been through it.
Through McGill Connect, I was introduced to this global network of McGill alumni who I had something in common with. I made the decision that London, England would be best for me to kickstart my career.
I want to wish the graduating class all the best of luck.
This is the beginning of a very exciting new chapter in your life.
Bonne chance à tous, je vous souhaite du succès dans vos projets futurs. Have fun, enjoy the ride, and be patient.
So I have a correction to make. I made a misannouncement. It's not the Faculty of Music, it's the Schulich School of Music. My apologies to you. Thank you for not yelling a correction from the audience. So the pipers will be starting shortly. You'll be able to hear the pipes start in the distance. Just one further reminder, so the ceremony begins and ends with the platform party arriving and departing. So unless you have a real emergency, it would be appreciated if everyone sort of remains through the entire ceremony. Sometimes people feel an urge to leave, but this is a nice, small, intimate, enthusiastic group, so I'm sure this is going to go all very well. Thank you. Please rise. Levez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir. Thank you, Dr. Smith-Bissett. Good afternoon, graduating students, families, and friends. As Chancellor and on behalf of McGill University, I welcome you today to celebrate the class of 2018 and the students graduating from the Schulich School of Music. Bon après-midi à tous les diplômés, proches et amis. À titre de chancelier et au nom de l'Université McGill, je vous souhaite la bienvenue sur notre magnifique campus en centre-ville afin de célébrer la cérémonie de collation des grades 2018 et de souligner les réalisations des diplômés de l'École de musique Schulich. Let me begin by offering my sincere congratulations to each and every one of you. En cette journée mémorable, c'est un immense honneur pour moi d'être ici et de vivre avec vous cette étape importante de votre vie. Now, I have a keen appreciation of the importance of this day and the memories that you will keep with you all the rest of your life. Because once upon a time, when dinosaurs ruled the land, I was sitting in your seat as part of a graduating class here at McGill. I took much the same journey as you to arrive at this day. Although in my case, I remember calling my friends with a rotary dial phone, writing essays on a typewriter, and taking my graduating photos with a film camera. But some considerable time later, I returned on 2 occasions as the parent of McGill graduates, and like all parents today, I was beaming with pride. Et maintenant, à titre de chancelier, j'ai le privilège d'assister aux cérémonies de collation des grades chaque année. Nous pouvons donc affirmer sans crainte de nous tromper que ces cérémonies n'ont plus de secret pour moi. And whether as a graduate or as a chancellor, the occasion remains to me a richly deserved celebration of hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and achievement. So bravo and well done. Now, one of the traditions of Convocation is for older people like myself to offer advice to younger people like you. And like most older people, I love giving advice. But I thought this year I would turn things around and do something different. I think the term is disruptive. Fact is, I think the class of 2018 has a lot of good advice for me and others of my vintage. So I'd like to take the occasion to tell you about some of the things I've learned from you over these past few years. I've learned that if you have a good idea, you can act on it very quickly. Could be starting a new business venture, or helping your community, or rallying people around a worthy cause. There are many, many examples in this audience of graduates who have taken action, used social media, crowdfunding, and other tools to make good things happen. I've also learned that traditional fields of study or expertise, or even experience, don't pigeonhole students or restrict their initiatives. On the contrary, our graduates are probably the most connected class in the history of McGill. You routinely reach out across disciplines, fields of study, campuses, the community, and even time zones to meet, celebrate, collaborate, and work with others. I've learned that no person or community in need is off limits to the compassion of our graduates. You dedicate your time and volunteer your efforts to myriad causes, devastated communities, wrongfully convicted Canadians, environmental challenges, student caregivers, mental health, the plight of the homeless, patients in local hospitals, your fellow students, and many more. These are great qualities, and I could very easily stop right now, you probably wish I would, and sit down and say thank you. But as Chancellor, I'm contractually obliged to add my 2 cents. So to these qualities, I would add a few very traditional and non-disruptive suggestions for your consideration. You may find that even at the speed of the internet, you can run into roadblocks or hurdles, often in the form of rules or processes. Those hurdles slow things down, and it can be very frustrating. Sometimes being patient can seem like a waste of time, but be patient anyway. And being patient doesn't mean to be complacent. It just means taking a longer time and a longer route to your final destination. Sometimes the desire to achieve a goal or make your voice known can run into opposition or contrary points of view. When you have a strong viewpoint, compromise may be the last thing you want to do, but compromise anyway. And sometimes when you don't get exactly what you want, you get exactly what is required. Compromise sure isn't perfect, but it works. And sometimes the age of social media can render you absolutely furious at people who shout you down or reduce debate to insults. That can make you so angry that you can't imagine showing any kindness to enemies. But be kind anyway. A world based on escalating anger and intolerance isn't much of a world. Sometimes you have to back away from harsh words in order to make a better, more compassionate society. Our world needs more, much more, thoughtful discourse, more room for diverse voices, more tolerance and understanding, and more kind words and less rancor. A few years ago, when some of you at least were starting out your journey here at McGill, Canadian poets Patrick Lane and Lorna Crozier received their Honorary McGill degrees. They delivered their speech as a poem and asked the question, what can sustain you in the days ahead? I think much of what you have learned over the past years will sustain you. Your knowledge, your friendships, your experience, and your connection with McGill. Do keep finding ways to share your creativity with others. Do act on good ideas and good intentions. And do keep your hearts open to your friends and supporters here at McGill. Because wherever you go in the world, this will always be your home, and we will always cheer your successes and your accomplishments. So stay in touch, not just today, but throughout your journey as a McGill graduate. I hope this day is both a joyous ending and an auspicious beginning for all of you. And thanks very much for your advice. Merci. J'aimerais maintenant inviter la professeure Fortier, principale et vice-chancelière de l'Université McGill, à s'adresser à l'auditoire.
Bienvenue aux finissants de 2018. Welcome to the graduating class of 2018. I'm joined here today by your families and your friends, by our Chancellor, the chair of our board, by our governors, distinguished honorary degree recipient, award recipients, special guests, and esteemed colleagues. We're here together to say how proud we are of you and of everything that has brought you here today. C'est pour nous tous un immense bonheur de vous féliciter pour vos accomplissements et pour votre persévérance. Today is a very special day. Let's take a pause to celebrate. Take time to look around you. There are a lot of people here who have supported you over the years. They were there from day one, rooting for you, and today is a very special day for them too. So I'm going to ask the class of 2018 to please stand up, because now it will be your turn to give a big round of applause for all your fans in the room. Merci beaucoup. Merci. Let's take time also to celebrate and be grateful for the great gift that was given to each one of us, human intelligence. There's lots of talk these days about intelligence, and in particular about artificial intelligence. It seems that there's not a day that goes by without us hearing or seeing these two letters, AI. Et ce qui nous semblait de la science-fiction il n'y a pas très longtemps fait maintenant partie de notre quotidien. Des machines, des robots capables d'effectuer des tâches que nous avions à faire dans le passé, des systèmes, des algorithmes capables d'analyser de vastes quantités de données, d'en tirer des connaissances, et bien sûr aussi des logiciels qui nous aident à apprendre, mais aussi qui semblent être capables d'anticiper nos désirs. In the not-so-distant future, it may likely be commonplace for humans to share the roads with driverless cars, to be treated by autonomous surgical robots, and to learn through immersive virtual reality simulations. Many people worry about the impact of AI and what it will do to us. How will AI change the way we live, the way we work, the way we connect with each other? Will it displace us? Will it make us irrelevant? Will it accentuate the disparity of opportunity and wealth in our world? And on a deeper level, how will AI affect humanity and ethical behavior? Ce sont évidemment des questions très importantes à se poser si on veut bâtir un nouvel avenir prometteur, inclusif et bénéfique pour l'humanité. Et malgré la possibilité de scénarios négatifs, moi personnellement, j'imagine un avenir plein d'espoir et de potentiel. Et c'est à cause du fait que je crois fermement aux qualités uniques de l'intelligence humaine. Throughout history, we've been awed and inspired by visionaries who could imagine realities and universes that were way beyond what we could observe. Think, for example, of Albert Einstein and the theory of relativity, or the great Canadian writer Margaret Atwood and The Handmaid's Tale. Right here at McGill, think of the legendary neuropsychologist Brenda Milner, who decoded some of the finer intricacies of the human brain without the aid of today's high-tech equipment. For progress to be positive, though, it must come from a place of thoughtful reflection, environmental awareness, and of social responsibility. And using all the attributes of the complex human mind, not only logical reasoning, but also emotional intelligence, creativity, and compassion, we can take action to help create inclusive and caring communities. We can draw from great example right from our community. Think, for example, of Charles Taylor, the great philosopher, or the head of Médecins Sans Frontières, Dr. Joanne Liu. In a few moments, we will also be welcoming an inspiring person into the McGill community. For almost 4 decades, Zaran Mehta has applied his outstanding financial and business acumen and passion for the artistic excellence to guiding and growing some of the world's leading musical institutions. Mr. Mehta has put his intelligence at the service of society to nurture positive progress, and I believe that each one of you, in your own way, will use your intelligence to do the same. You're asking bold questions and using all facets of human intelligence to answer them. You're engaging with complex problems, taking action, getting ready to take on leadership roles in society. You're connected to your community near and far, and you're eager to make an impact on the world. This new revolution, driven by AI, will not define you. You will define it. And as you enter this new chapter of your life, please, please, keep in touch. Vous faites maintenant partie d'une très grande et belle famille, et les portes de McGill vous seront toujours grandes ouvertes. C'est votre maison et nous espérons vous y voir le plus souvent possible. Félicitations. Congratulations.
Merci, Madame la Principale. We will now proceed with the presentation of 3 teaching awards. I invite Professor Lisa Bard to present the first teaching award, followed by Professor Stéphane Lemelin, and to conclude, Professor Martha DiFrancisco. And I invite the winners to please stand when their name is called and join the principal at center stage for the presentation of the award.
Madam Vice Chancellor, it is my pleasure today to present this teaching award to Vanessa Blais-Tremblay. I have a few more words. I've known Vanessa since she was an undergraduate student here at McGill, and have worked closely with her throughout her graduate studies as she has pursued and, as of a few weeks ago, now completed an outstanding dissertation. I also had the opportunity to observe her teaching on many occasions, including several memorable and inspiring guest lectures she delivered in my music history courses. As both a teacher and a scholar, Vanessa possesses a rare balance of high intellectual ability, creativity, and passion, qualities that I am sure impressed her students and led her to the receipt of this award. Her genuine concern for students, commitment to student engagement, and penetrating insight into the material she is presenting will serve her in good stead as she proceeds in what I am convinced will be a successful career. This award is not the first one Vanessa has received, and I am confident that it will be one among many. Congratulations, Vanessa.
Madam Vice Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Professor Dominique Labelle. One of Canada's greatest singers, Professor Labelle has earned international acclaim for performances that blend passionate commitment and deep musical intelligence. Since joining the voice faculty of the Schulich School of Music in 2014, she has drawn outstanding young singers to our programs. Her students are effusive in their praise of her dedication, citing, among other qualities, the devotion and concentration she brings to each lesson, her care for students as individuals, her ability to mentor them into independent young artists, and her generosity in giving students all credit for their success. Professor Labelle has been a highly contributing member of her area and of the school, and her presence at the Schulich School of Music is an invaluable asset to our community. Madam Vice Chancellor, I present to you Professor Dominique Labelle, winning of the Schulich School of Music Teaching Award in the full-time category.
Madam Vice Chancellor, I present you Richard King. The 14 Grammy Awards that adorn his study room bear witness of the recognition and high standing that Richard King enjoys in the music industry. With many hundreds of acclaimed CDs and film productions with great artists from Yo-Yo Ma to Wynton Marsalis, Richard King counts on a rich experience as a recording professional. As an academic, his research in areas like multi-channel surround sound with elevation channels is remarkable, and his book on recording orchestras is becoming an essential reference for audio engineer students and professionals. But it is his capacity as a hugely dedicated instructor and a relentless mentor of students what has earned him the award presented to him today. His student comments in glowing terms on Richard's ability to simplify and streamline complicated techniques and aesthetic approaches, giving clear explanations of difficult audio concepts. One student praises his guidance, allowing me the freedom to pursue the areas of study I am passionate about, while still pushing me to perform my best. We all value Richard's constant availability to solve any issues, big and small, of the area, and the students value greatly his capacity to shape their educational and vocational trajectories with insightful career advice. In the course of the years, I have seen how many students like to identify with Richard King, wishing to emulate him. He is a role model for his merits as a recording professional and as an educator, but also for his human qualities. Richard King inspires the new generation of audio engineers with his passion for excellence in music and audio. Thank you.
McGill is honored today to celebrate the achievements of Mr. Zaran Mehta. Professor Brenda Ravenscroft, Dean of the Schulich School of Music, will present our distinguished guest so that he may have conferred upon him the highest recognition that it has been within the power of this university, this university to grant. And I ask Mr. Mehta to come to the center of the stage for the presentation of the honorary degree.
Mr. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present Zaran Mehta, renowned performing arts administrator and champion of young musicians. Zaran Mehta possesses an extraordinary set of financial and managerial skills honed during his early days as a chartered accountant. Throughout his career, that acute business acumen has worked in parallel with a deep love of music, fostered by his extraordinary family. His father was a violinist and founder of the Bombay Symphony. His brother is the esteemed conductor Zubin Mehta, and his wife is soprano and vocal pedagogue Carmen Lasky Mehta. Zarin Mehta has led some of the greatest musical institutions in North America. He has served as executive director and president of Chicago's prestigious Ravinia Festival and the legendary New York Philharmonic, and as co-executive director of the Green Music Center at Sonoma State University in California. His passion for music extends to mentoring and supporting young musicians. He was pivotal in the development of a master's program in arts administration at Roosevelt University in Chicago. He established the Zarin Mehta Fellows, allowing young musicians from the Music Academy of the West in Santa Barbara, California, to perform with the New York Philharmonic. And of course, one cannot discuss Zarin Mehta's extraordinary career without talking about where it all began, right here in Montreal with his groundbreaking tenure as the managing director of the Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal throughout the 1980s. Under his dynamic leadership, the orchestra gained international renown and attracted a generation of talented musicians. Some of those musicians still teach at McGill, and the McGill OSM connection continues to be a source of pride and strength for both institutions and a pillar of our city's extraordinary cultural life. Although very much a citizen of the world, Zarin Mehta's dedication and deep connection to the city that launched his career remains strong. Last fall, he was appointed Senior Advisor to the Search Committee for the future Music Director of the OSM. His many awards include membership in the Order of Canada and an honorary doctorate from our colleagues at l'Université de Montréal. As he said when he was appointed president of the jury of this year's Concours Musical International de Montréal, which is currently taking place, I think of myself as a Montrealer, and I'm thrilled that people still think of me as a Montrealer. Speaking on behalf of generations of music lovers, I say that the thrill is all ours. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you Mr. Zarin Mehta so that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Music, honoris causa.
I now invite McGill's most recent graduate to deliver the convocation address, Dr. Mehta.
Chancellor Mayen, Principal and Vice Chancellor Fortier, Mr. Panda, Chair of the Board of Governors, faculty, proud parents and guests, and most of all, members of the graduating class of 2018, good afternoon. I'm honored to be here and delighted to speak to you all who have chosen to spend your lives in music. What you have done thus far and what you will do over the next several decades is both noble and inspiring. I'm not a trained musician, but I've spent my life listening to music, producing concerts, and promoting artists. I've attended thousands of orchestra concerts, recitals, opera performances, and I've listened to a good deal of jazz. Because of all this, my life is immeasurably richer. Because of all this, my life, is richer. So to all of you who have spent countless hours in practice rooms, I want to express my gratitude to you, not only for your past efforts, but for the many future decades in which you will serve your art. You who are graduating today will be more than mere custodians of music. Not only will you be responsible for keeping alive all these wonderful masterpieces and performance traditions, you'll be creating new ones as well. You are the future of music. This month, at every institution of higher learning, middle-aged men and women, and some of us who are well beyond our middle years, will advise youthful audiences such as you on how to navigate the sea of life. At one time or another, every one of you will experience great job satisfaction, as well as some frustrations that make you examine your career choice. This is normal. Every career in every field of human endeavor has its highs and lows. But you'll get through it all because you're bright, you're motivated, and thanks to your teachers and your parents, you're very well educated. I never went to music school. I'm a trained accountant, so all of you are on more intimate terms with music than I. Even so, I feel the need to offer you a bit of career advice to carry with you as you find your way. First of all, live in the world. When I was the executive director of the Ravinia Festival, which is some 30 miles north of Chicago, a local university asked me to address a class of music majors. I didn't want the experience to be stiff or formal, so I asked that my hour in the classroom to be a simple question and answer session. The students offered questions that were well thought out, and after 40 minutes, I asked them a question. This university, renowned for its music school, is located only 10 miles from the home of one of the great symphony orchestras of the world. My question to these students was this: what is the Chicago Symphony playing this week and who is conducting it? No one could answer. The program was all Debussy, conducted by one of the greatest musical minds of the 20th century, Pierre Boulez. Here were people hoping to spend their lives in music. Many of them were aspiring orchestral players, and not one of them planned to attend. Nor were any of them curious enough to find out what one of the world's great orchestras was doing that week. The students were so wrapped up in their studies, their weekly lessons, and their private practicing, they were missing the big picture. If you hope to take part in the world of music, you must have some idea what goes on in that world. Be aware of what artists and institutions are doing, and observe musicians making music in person. Attend live performances. My second bit of advice is this: be enthusiastic about your chosen profession. Life in the 21st century is hectic, competitive, and stressful. We truly live in an age of distraction, but sitting in a concert hall or opera house, attending a live performance, gives us welcome relief from all that clutter and noise. Music speaks to us in ways nothing else can. Yours is a unique profession, and whenever you're representative, whether in performance or just talking with friends, be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is contagious, but it must originate from within you, the artist. And finally, be entrepreneurial. Throughout my working life, I've heard plenty of "from the sky is falling in" pessimists. Classical music is dying. Jazz is dead. Audiences are aging. Symphony orchestras aren't relevant anymore. Well, the fact that all of you have dedicated yourselves to music demonstrates that the art form isn't dead. I don't think it's even on life support. But things change, and that goes both for music and for the way it's marketed and presented. You are the ones who are capable of revitalizing music and its institutions. It will be up to you to convince your contemporaries to become art consumers, to bring music into their lives. This is no small task. You will have to promote yourself and your art in new and different ways. Therefore, be entrepreneurial. The peak of human achievement in any civilization is its art. The masterpieces handed down from the past, with new works added by the artists of the present. The great playwright Arthur Miller put it best when he wrote, "When the cannons have stopped firing and the great victories of finance are reduced to surmise and are long forgotten, it is the art of the people that will confront future generations." The arts can do more to sustain peace than all the wars, the armaments, and the threats and warnings of politicians. These are powerful words. I hope you keep them with you. I hope they inspire you to do great things in the coming years. Remember, success in life is not just determined by financial gain, title, or fame. Rather, you must ask yourself, does what I do have meaning to me and others? Am I making a difference? And finally, am I good at what I do? I promise you, knowing you are good at what you do will bring you happiness, fulfillment, and self-respect. Thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful future.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mehta. Nous allons maintenant procéder à l'attribution des grades universitaires. J'invite le professeur Christopher Manfredi, vice-principal exécutif et vice-principal aux études, à entreprendre le déroulement officiel de la cérémonie.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I am pleased to invite the students graduating from the Schulich School of Music for the conferral of degrees. This is a truly momentous event in the cycle of a university's life, particularly at McGill, where we have such talented and accomplished students. Each student crossing the stage this afternoon will be greeted by the Chancellor, the Principal, or the Chair of the Board of Governors. Students receiving their first degree shall remove their mortarboard or hat. At center stage, they will be symbolically capped, signaling ceremonially the conferral of the degree. Students who have already earned a university degree keep their mortarboard on and will be congratulated by a tap on the shoulder. The parchment or degree itself is given to students after they have a photo taken and leave the stage. You may have seen some students wearing red or white scarves. All self-identifying Indigenous students, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis are entitled to wear graduation scarves at Convocation, in the community, and at any and all future McGill events that they attend. The red scarf is for those receiving a degree, and white for those getting a diploma or certificate. The feather has two meanings: respect for the person and the mark of an amazing or special event. The Confederacy belt signifies attachment to and respect for the land on which we live, and the turtle symbolizes the inclusiveness of all nations and respect for diversity. It is fitting that we recognize our Indigenous graduates in this way, just as we recognize that McGill University is on land which long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge and thank the diverse Indigenous people whose presence have enriched this territory on which peoples of the world now gather. En vertu des pouvoirs qui me sont conférés par le Sénat de McGill, je déclare que les candidats dont le nom figure sur la liste officielle des diplômés de l'université, qu'ils soient présents ou absents, ont satisfait aux exigences de leur grade, diplôme ou certificat respectif. By virtues of the powers conferred upon me by McGill Senate, I declare that the candidates whose names appear on the university's official list of graduates, whether they be present or absent, have satisfied the requirements for their respective degrees, diplomas, or certificates. By tradition at McGill, we begin with students receiving graduate degrees, followed by students obtaining undergraduate degrees. I now invite Professor Sarah Lehman to introduce the graduates and Professor Brenda Ravenscroft, Dean of the Schulich School of Music, to congratulate all graduating students. Congratulations, class of 2018. Félicitations.
Schulich School of Music for the degree of Doctor of Music in Composition, Tsihua Tan. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Music, Melvin James Backstrom. Jessica Allison Holmes. William Gordon Howie. Jason Donald Keith Noble. For the degree of Masters of Arts in Music Education, Gretchen Schwartz. For the degree of Master of Arts in Music Technology, Nejin Abayan. Olafur Bjarki Bogason. No, you just go. Martha Eladia Tomai Elias. Wen Xiao. For the degree of Master of Arts in Musicology, Kirsten Jane van Vliet. For the degree of Master of Music in Composition, Danielle Rocha Ferraz Ribeiro. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance Collaborative Piano, Brandon Tran. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance Conducting, Brett Michael Walker. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance, Early Music, Kirsten Ann Fage. Tatiana Lynn Friesen. Dove Poole. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance Jazz, Sebastian Bailey. Jonathan Edward Chapman. Simon Levesque. Christopher Patrick Maskell. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance, Opera, and Voice, Veronica Mariana Algi. James Brown. Lindsay Connolly. Brian Michael de Parcia. Gina Hanslick. Anna Sophie Nair. Jonah Matthew Spungen. Ella Wilhelm. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance Orchestral Instruments and Guitar, Thomas Charles Francis Beard. Gabrielle Bouchard. Asa Chapman Bryce. Damon Anthony William Davies. Kimberly Dawn Durflinger. Alec Timothy Felges. Kendra Lee Gritani. Daniel Karash. Chloe Mendola. Jason Peggis. Evan P. Robinson. Thank you. Emma Christine Schmiedeke. Christopher George Stork. Jessica Sang. Sahara von Hattenberger. For the degree of Master of Music in Performance, Organ, and Church Music, Lauma Akmin. Maria Budakova. For the degree of Master of Music in Sound Recording, Matthew Barasa. John Daniel Castillo Oruezabal. Nimit Chatri. Stefan Joel Fang. Marianne Grace Cosme General. Mathilde Lemieux. Haruka Nagata. Jennifer Nelson. Carl Roberge. For the Graduate Artist Diploma, Carolyn Ann Baudouin. Jean-Philippe McLeish. Brittany Ray. For the Graduate Diploma in Performance, Olivia Barnes. Jason Claire Beal. Katrine Naude Dowd. Maitena Aurelia Karen Giraud. Arlen Freens. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Composition, Ben Barton Creelman. Beatrice Ferreira. Ario Nazarade. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Faculty Program in Music, Matthew Oliver Asen. Audrey Cousineau. Michaela Bronwyn G. Durovich. Parker David King Fournier. Sophia Barbara Landman. Samantha Catherine Lord. Felix Zonghan Lu. Katrina Anna McKinnon Bernard Shapiro Prize, Dean's Honor List. Paul Andrew Matson. Naya Patel. Alexandra Potvin. Lucia Prato. Volodymyr Andriovich Trunov. Kevin Anthony Wu. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Music Education, also receiving a Bachelor of Education, Eve-Marie Boileau. Also receiving a Bachelor of Education, Mylène Chrétien. Distinction, also receiving a Bachelor of Education, Lucia Suzanne Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Music History, Donovan Chad Burton. Distinction, as well as Outstanding Achievement in Music History, Sophie Athanasia Tsatas. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Music Theory, Outstanding Achievement in Music Theory, Dean's Honors List, Lauren Rose Earshik. Hugues Rabelino. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Performance, Dean's Honor List, Caitlin Berger. Congrats. Distinction, Hannah Catherine Daly Boone. Noemi Kamal Shamali. Junyi Chen. Chi-Ting Chu. Distinction, Outstanding Achievement in Flute, Rachel Elizabeth Cohen. Lejean Jemarc Earl. Outstanding Achievement in Violin, Caitlin Danielle Emery. Alexia Ireland Hlinialuk. Amanda Jacqueline Kittick. Ruben Leibovitz. Outstanding Achievement in Clarinet, Christopher James McMillan. Outstanding Achievement in Piano, Stephen Nguyen. Rachel Lynn Norris. Julia Reddy. Samuel Gerard Rouleau. Aidan Leslie Russell. Outstanding Achievement in Lute and Dean's Honor List, Jonathan David Stuchberry. Nicole Tempas. Distinction, Outstanding Achievement in Viola, Lauren Evelyn Tiros. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Performance Early Music, Outstanding Achievement in Harpsichord, Sebastian Mitra. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Performance Jazz, Alexa Marie Dumont. Alexandra Laperriere. Sasha Olinik. Renee Rose Yoksun, Outstanding Achievement in Jazz Voice, Zalsinger Tani Gold Medal in Music Performance, Dean's Honor List. For the degree of Bachelor of Music in Performance Voice, Outstanding Achievement in Voice, Nicole Patricia Burke. Outstanding Achievement in Voice, Celine Mary Cascanet. Elizabeth Mary Jane Egan. Talia Nicole Fuchs. Sevan Victoria Kochkarian. Jacoba Leslie Rosima. Outstanding Achievement in Voice. Julia Nicole Surrett. Justin William Paul Swanson.
Thank you, Professor Lehman, for a job well done. Now, will the graduating class please stand? Demande à tous les diplômés de se lever. In my capacity as Chancellor of McGill, I declare and confirm that each of you is now entitled to the distinction of the degree, diploma, or certificate that has been conferred upon you, with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities that are pertinent thereto. À titre de chancelier de l'Université McGill, je déclare et confirme que chacun de vous a maintenant le droit à la distinction de grade, diplôme ou certificat qui vous a été conféré, avec tous les honneurs, droits, privilèges et responsabilités qui y sont rattachés. Félicitations, congratulations. Secretary General, Ms. Edita Rogowska, will now make a few closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Dear graduates, as you go forth in your chosen paths, may you share the gift of knowledge that has been entrusted to you for the benefit of all. May you also continue to rely on music as a source of strength and inspiration, powerful enough to improve your life and the life of others. As you start on your new journey, I leave you with a few words of the philosopher Plato, who acknowledged the transformative power of music by saying the following: "Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything." So, whatever path you follow, may you use the transformative power of music to create a more harmonious and peaceful world for all. En vous souhaitant le meilleur des succès, je vous dis bonne chance et bonne continuation. Félicitations.
To conclude the ceremony, please rise and join Dr. Tracy Smith-Bassett in the singing of our national anthem.